Alright, how many of y'all like margaritas? Show some hands. Alright, that's what I thought. On the rocks. Okay, frozen. There's a few. Okay, so there are some variations within. Well, many people enjoy the sweet and salty combination, and over the years a lot of people have claimed to have invented it, but they don't really know who. And as the drink has evolved, some say that it has suffered terribly in modern times. But despite the many changes to the drink, it remains one of America's favorites according to CBS News. So in order to have a better understanding of the margarita, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at some of the numerous inventors that have claimed to have done it, what is used to make it and how a lot of people serve it, and the different variations. So to start out with the inventors, there are a lot of people that have claimed to have invented it. In fact, there are like dozens of them. So I narrowed it down to the most popular three that I could find. And the first one was Margarita Sames. She invented it. She mixed it up at a home party in 1948 in Acapulco. And she started mixing it up and all of her guests really liked it. So she didn't have a name, so she called it The Drink. And everyone wanted the drink. So her husband finally got a glass and etched her name in it, which was Margarita, and the name just stuck. And it's said that one of the Hiltons of the Hilton chain was at her party and brought it to their hotel chain and started serving it. So that's one of the variations and one of the reasons that people say that was started. And then there's also Carlos Hera. He was working in a restaurant in Tijuana, which was Rancho La Gloria, and he claimed that he invented it in 1938, and that there was an actress, Marjorie King. She came in, but she couldn't drink hard liquor. She was allergic to all of them except tequila. So, of course, Carlos Hera started trying to mix up different drinks and everything that she could have with tequila in it. And he finally came up with one with all the ingredients and everything of a typical margarita, and she really liked it, so it stuck, and he ended up naming it Margarita, which was somehow connected to Marjorie. I never could find out how, but he claimed that he named it. And then finally there is Francisco Morales. He claimed that he invented it in 1942 in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, and a popular drink down there in the bars is called a magnolia, which has a lot of the same ingredients of a margarita. So a woman came in and asked for a magnolia, but he knew the ingredients, but not exactly how many to put in there, like how many shots and all that. So he just kind of winged it and threw it together, and when he did, the woman got it and knew that it wasn't exactly a true magnolia. So she's like, well, I do like it though. So she kept it and she kept drinking it, and he's like, well, okay, she likes it, I'm sure other people will. So he named it Daisy, which in Spanish is margarita. So that one kept. And even though there are numerous inventors of it, there's only one inventor of the margarita machine, and he is Mariano Martinez, and he invented it in 1971. He was a Dallas restaurant owner. And when he did it, he took a soft serve ice cream machine and tweaked it a little and made it to where it could put in the mix and everything in the ice, and it would just start serving it. And he says that improving consistency, overall better product, and ease of use due to the frozen margarita machine made the drink so popular that it brought bars and Tex-Mex restaurants front and center. And actually in 2005, this piece of equipment was so popular and such a piece of history that the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History put it in their museum. And the director, Brent D. Glass, has said that the invention of the frozen margarita machine is a classic example of the American entrepreneurial spirit. So now that we know a little history, I'm going to tell you exactly some of the ingredients that go in and all that. So first, the classic ingredients for a classic margarita are tequila, lime juice, and triple sec, which is an orange liqueur. So you put that in and you mix it up, and then you can have it on the rocks or frozen. But some critics say you need to watch what you put in there. Like they say that lime juice, which is typically used, can be botched because some of the limes, no matter where they come from, some can be sweet, some can be tangy, it just depends. But lemons, if you use lemon juice, no matter where they are from, the taste and consistency normally stay the same. So they say to use lemon juice. And they also say that tequila is the soul of the margarita, and that you need to choose a 100% agave nectar tequila, and that it will give you the best product. And as far as equipment goes, Al Lucera, he is the 5th owner of the Maria's restaurant in Santa Fe. He says that margaritas should be shaken and not frozen because when they're frozen, the ice in there dilutes the taste of everything. And when you shake it, you need a proper glass, such as this, and it needs to be rimmed with kosher salt and not table salt because table salt will dissolve quickly. and that when you shake it, you need to use round ice, because if you use the square ice, the edges will break off and it'll dilute the flavor, so you need the round ice because it can't break. And as far as the variations go, you can have different juices as we saw earlier. It can be on the rocks and frozen as we saw earlier. It can have different fruits such as strawberry, oranges, all stuff like that. And it can have different tequilas in it, like it's the 100% agave, or you can have a different variation of the tequila. So, as we've seen, the margarita has evolved over time. There are different variations. A lot of different inventors have claimed to have invented it. The margarita machine has evolved. So it is said that it is a success with 1,000 fathers and a few mothers, and that cocktail fads may come and go, but the margarita's popularity has remained steady since its invention, whenever and wherever that was.